Hey y'all, it's me, Lynn Daniel, coming to you today. It is Sunday, December 1st, 2013, the first day of the last month of the year. Isn't it so hard to believe that 2013 is almost gone? Well, it is. 30 more days and it will be the New Year's Eve and getting ready for festivities and welcoming in 2014. So I'm very excited because I've been blessed this year. I faced challenges this year, but I also really was able to learn about my strengths and assets and personal assets and abilities, that I never really had to look at and recognize. So thank you for the opportunities to grow, Challenges do that to you and for you. So today I wanted to come and make a video about how to prepare for a multi-state road trip, long road trip. And I'm going to just share with you all some tips that I do, some personal practices that I've established over the years. I've been doing road trips now for, I would say, 3 years or maybe 4 years, something like that. Periodically over that course of time, and it has become sort of an art and a science for me. So I just want to share these tips with you. If you're a person who's considering them, then some of these things will be practical tips, and much of it though, is going to be from a spiritual perspective. So if you don't mind listening to that, just continue to listen. And also, if you didn't see yesterday's video about why do so many people hate black women, ? And other controversies, go back and watch that video. It's getting a nice amount of views. It's still small. Look, I'm no big timer here on YouTube, so it is getting some views and shares, which is great. You want to get people talking and thinking and developing, too, as people. So all right, let's talk a little bit about road trips. And my lighting is a little bit off because if you didn't see last night's video, I share with you that I have a chili pepper plant that I purchased from Sam's for $1, and it was on its last leg, and I'm nurturing it back to health. So these peppers that were very green and little and shriveled up are now plump and yellow. So yeah, they're growing, and I'm giving them my lamps. They've got 2 lamps on them. They're getting vitamins in the water, minerals in the water. So yeah. All right. So now, how do I prepare for a road trip? Okay. So you all, the first thing that I do that is important to me is I decide on where I want to go, right? And that can happen in a lot of ways. So Santa Fe, New Mexico came to me as a possibility. I can't remember if it was 2012 or if it was my visit to Arizona in 2012 or if it was a visit after that. But anyway, I do recall within the last year coming across Santa Fe, New Mexico in one of those State of Mexico magazines that is published by the tourism department. And I was reading through the magazine and I saw Visit Santa Fe and this beautiful picture of a skier, and I'm like, wow, they're skiing in New Mexico? Really? I'm like, New Mexico is desert with mountains and sand and tumbleweed. Why? Really? I had to see it for myself. So I read a little bit about Santa Fe and discovered that because it's a northern city in the state. It's in northern New Mexico, and it is south of Colorado border. A couple hundred miles maybe? I don't know how many miles away from the border it is, but it is affected by that wind stream or that type of weather that they have up there in Colorado. So Santa Fe gets snow, you all. There was snow on the ground when I was there. It looks like puffy powder. Those powdered donuts? That's what the snow looks like there. Like a powdered cookie or a powdered donut. So anyway, I discovered Santa Fe in a magazine, in a New Mexico magazine. and it resonated with me. I was interested. I wanted to see the city with the snow in the desert. So I don't know. I was looking through Groupon, which I do. I like Groupon, and they were offering a coupon for, I think it was the St. Marcy's townhouses or hotels or some nice hotel and it was actually a townhouse where you could stay. It was $79 for one night. I think $109 or $119 for 2 nights, and $179 for 3 nights. And you could have 2 guests, and it was very affordable. So I did ask my sister, hey, you want to go to Santa Fe, New Mexico? And she was all game, ready to go with me. And then she started a new job, and those plans dropped. So that was a no for me. At that point in time, I put New Mexico on my to-visit list, and I just dropped it. Because what's very important to me, I need that sense of permission, or a sense of a yes from God to embark on a trip. That's how I perceive it. I perceive it as, I just in prayer, make my request known to God that I want to take this trip. And if I feel any resistance, hesitancy, or nothing definite, then I don't press it. But once I feel that signal of a yes, that permission, then I go for it. I can make my plans. I can just do it, and it will really work out. And I'm grateful for that. That works for me. And I think that is very important, because this is a long road trip. So in order to do this successfully, you need the focus. You need a heightened alertness about yourself. You need a high level of preparation. And you just really need to be in tune to make it work and to enjoy it at the same time. And enjoyment should be a high priority of why you're doing this type of a road trip. The route that I take is beautiful. In every state that I cross, there are high points in the route that makes it so meaningful, like a learning experience or a chance to allow you to peek into other cultures or other ways of living, and to see how certain aspects of cattle ranches, how they influence how we eat, how we live. You see hundreds of thousands of cattle herded up in these big yards, just, oh my gosh, on both sides of the road. You just see that, and it makes you think, boy, there isn't always safety in numbers, is there? So yeah, you definitely need a high level of intensity, focus, self-discipline, self-control, but you've got to have the spirit or the mindset to enjoy the trip. Practical things that I do, I decide just basic stuff. Have things for personal safety, for car safety and maintenance, and you should too, have your car checked out before you go, within that month or within a certain duration of time, or maybe even sooner before you go have your car checked out. I pack lightly typically. I take something to eat. When I travel, I don't eat. Now, I know I'm not a thin lady. I'm very curvaceous. But when it comes to eating on road trips, unless you are going to want to take a lot of bathroom breaks, restroom breaks, I find it helpful not to do a lot of eating or drinking on the actual trip. And that's another aspect of the self-discipline that I think is required when you're doing road trips of this magnitude, so that you're not overtaxing your body. And the less that you have in your body for digestion, I think you can exert that energy on your focus and on, driving and on whatever you have to do to be attentive. Yeah. So But the last thing that I'm going to say that is very, very important to me is, once I do get that spiritual direction from God as a yes, permission to go, I just stay, before the trip, I just stay very focused on the Word of God, on instruction, teaching, on listening to information that is like giving me content, really good solid things to think about as I'm on the trip. And that really helped me, I think, to just have the discipline that is a necessity on that kind of a trip. So there's no magic to it. There is an art and a science to it, and I don't have it 100% down pat, but these are the things that I do to prepare for a long road trip. Okay, so get lots of rest the day before. I always make sure that I get a lot of rest the day before, and the day of, if I'm not, if I'm able to, or if I'm not leaving too early in the day. If I'm leaving early in the day, I've already got my rest. But if I'm leaving later in the day, then I try to get in a nap in there or rest time in there. And then once you arrive at your destination, take a day of rest where you are being chauffeured around. You're not doing any of the driving. You may even just stay put for a few hours and just let your body rest. Get a lot of hydration, drink a lot of water or coconut water or hydrating substances. Make sure you get a lot of vitamins and minerals and those types of things to nourish your body so you can be strong, right? So that you can be alert. And then after that, you can go out and enjoy and do all your sightseeing and your shopping and your tasting of different foods. But then again, don't eat too much because you're back, depending on how many days you're going to visit. You still have to let your body wind down and go back into that focused discipline mode for the return trip home. And so that's how I do it. All right, so thanks for watching. Click the links below and see what I'm doing, and go back and watch yesterday's video. Okay, y'all, be blessed. Bye.